Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps! How's it going, my peeps? Peter Joseph here for another video right here on the official Peter fucking Joseph YouTube channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel and my other channels down there. You know where they are. In the description box below. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, share the video all over the internet, and don't forget to tap that bell. I think we all know what to do with it by now. Smack it around. Show who's boss. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video. And if you do, well, you're pretty much shit out of luck. SOL. And you know what that means. Ha ha. And that's pretty much it for that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, and follow me on social media if you're real. If you're not, please get the fuck out of here, get a life, and if you can't get a life, then you need Jesus. I don't even think Jesus can help you, some of you, because you're like wackos, psychopaths, douchebags, fuckboys. That's what you are, fuckboys. But I digress on that. But if you're real, then you could do that. But if you're a schmuck, then get the fuck out and go fuck yourself. And that's that. And also share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to hit that bell. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. Gotta get done on Friday. Something for the weekend. It's Friday, October the 6th, 2023, the first official weekend of October. And, yeah, gonna get cold here in the Northeast this weekend and early next week. And you thought the summer was over. Well, pretty much is, but we had an Indian summer last couple of days. It was around 80 the last 2 days. 2 days, it was 80. Yeah, today was about 70, 72, but it was like raining on and off. And, yeah, more rain tomorrow, not that I'm going anywhere, so next week I will, but this weekend, pretty much Sunday I might be around, out and about, but I don't know yet. But in any case, yeah, just hope everybody had a great Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. And, if not, well, that's just too bad for you. But it is Columbus Day weekend, so for some of you, you have a 3-day weekend. For me, 4. I was off today. Basically, I'm always off on the weekends, unless I go somewhere. Working-wise, next week I got a big, yeah, I got some things. Let's just say probably from like next weekend until almost about the end of the year, pretty damn busy every goddamn weekend. It's crazy how my life is, but we got that. So it is Columbus Day weekend, the Italians' favorite holiday, next to Christmas, of course. And yeah, some people have a 3-day weekend because you have to go back on Tuesday. Some of you didn't have work today, like this guy, so I have a 4-day weekend, so I'm off tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, back to work on Tuesday, and making the money you wish you motherfuckers actually really could make, but some of you can't, so, because you don't have a job. Spend almost all day on YouTube. It's a proven fact. I don't spend my entire day on YouTube. I got things to do. I got chores to do. I go for a walk. I do things. I'm not on YouTube 24/7. You can't prove it, and I'm not going to prove it because I'm not showing my watch analytics. So, go fuck yourselves. You can't figure that out and just accept it. Then you got problems. And that's it. And we move on with that. But anyway, as the title below says on this video, I am backed up with videos, so I'm going to try to get a lot of videos out this weekend, especially tonight and tomorrow. So let's just get into it, and I don't want to talk forever. So anyway, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, it is time for your late and pretty much out of date AEW Dynamite 4-year anniversary review. Alright. And this is coming your way on October the 4th, 2023. Emanating from the Stockton Arena in Stockton, California. And our commentary team, as always, the man behind the mask, Excalibur, Taz, and the legendary, my good friend, and he might be yours, I don't know. It's Tony Baloney Schiavone. There you go. Alright, so this is the aftermath of a pretty damn good first Wrestle Dream pay-per-view, where we had the debut of that guy named Hey Kids, it's Edge. Adam Copeland. We had that. We had Zack Sabre Jr. Against Bryan Danielson. Yes! And a whole lot more on that show. MJF retained the Ring of Honor Tag Team belts by himself. And we'll get to Adam Cole in a minute. But it was a pretty damn good pay-per-view. Most likely getting it next year. But now we're on the road to Full Gear 5. I think it's 5. I lost count. It's Full Gear. Let's just call it Full Gear now. God, I don't like to give, like, Full Gear 65, you know? So, we're on the road to Full Gear November the 18th at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, it's around my hometown. But it is what it is. So that's coming up pretty much in about a month from now. So we're going to formulate storylines. We have one actual match was made a month away. You don't see that often in AEW with Tony Khan, man. So Tony must have read my messages. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll talk about that and a whole lot more on this 4th anniversary show for Dynamite. Dynamite started 4 years ago on TNT. Now it's on TBS. So, happy anniversary to Dynamite. And I don't know how many shows they have. I think they just celebrated the 200th show. So, yeah. Pretty much getting on the road to 500 shows, which will probably be in a couple years. But we'll see what happens with all that. Alright, so on Wednesday night show, we were supposed to hear from Adam Copeland, what his future's gonna be. I mean, his first actual match is this Tuesday night from Independence, Missouri, right outside St. Louis, against Luchasaurus. Not the greatest debut match in the world, but well, I don't know why you would put that going head-to-head with a bombastic edition of NXT, which has Cody, Cena, Heyman, Asuka, most likely Becky Lynch, and maybe Mommy Rhea Ripley. And now I'm hearing The Undertaker, the GOAT of all GOATs, on the show. The Undertaker in NXT? Are you kidding me? Shawn Michaels is really desperate to win the ratings on Tuesday night. I mean, they kind of won this week, but it was like not head-to-head, obviously. 857 for NXT, 800,000 for Dynamite, which I think could have got a bigger rating if it wasn't for the audio issue. Oh yeah, we understand your audio problems, Tony. We're gonna give you a 10-minute overrun, and then we're gonna replay it back. That's just bad production. I don't know if it's from the truck. Somebody's getting fired. But yeah, so 857 for NXT, 800,000 for Dynamite. But Tuesday, get ready for the slaughter. I mean, with the card that AEW has, I mean, it's decent, but you have that, and it's going up against Cena, Cody, Asuka, possibly the Undertaker. You have no hope. Sorry, Tony Khan, you're gonna lose this one. So, I'm just saying. But if you have picture-in-picture, like I do, then, yeah, you can watch both shows at the same time. But we'll see what happens with that on Tuesday. And we move on. Alright, so let's get into this a little bit more. And we start off with the opening sequence. We are live from Stockton, California. And we start off with a promo from the Golden Jets. That's Chris Jericho, the Champion, the Wizard, the Ocho. Chris Jericho, Judas in my mind. Yes. And another guy from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. That is Kenny, by God, Omega. Bang! So, they're there with Renee Paquette, and they're all ready to fight the Don Callis family, which basically was supposed to be the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, and Takeshita, or we say Takeshita, but since Sammy got a concussion at the pay-per-view, he was not medically cleared to wrestle, so in his place, Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open will be teaming up with Takeshita against Kenny and Jericho. So they were all ready to go, and then Adam Copeland comes in, Edge. So he's glad to be here, shakes hands with Jericho, says, "Oh, been a while, huh, Chris? Been a couple years?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't think we actually introduced each other. My name is Adam Copeland, and you are?" And he's like, "Kenny Omega." I'm like, "Huh?" Two great Canadians. Anyway, so Kenny introduces himself, says Adam had him on the edge of his seat at Wrestle Dream. Then they shake hands again, and Kenny says, "I'm looking forward to what you actually will bring to AEW. So, we forget when that first promo when you were messing with Christian back in the day when you were the Godzilla, what was it, the belt collector, when you had almost every belt, and then you lost the Impact World title to Christian, and then you had that promo talking about Edge. Oh, we were just gonna forget about that, right? Maybe Adam forgot about that. But, I would love to see Edge and Kenny Omega go at it one-on-one. Oh, that'd be an insane banger of a match. I mean, any match that Edge has, besides not the one on Tuesday, but anytime after that, is going to be a banger. I would freaking mark the fuck out if I see Edge and Kenny Omega, Edge and Bryan Danielson. I would mark out for Edge and Adam Cole, baby. Or even if they team. You never know, but I think Edge, or the Threshold, we're actually calling him now the Threshold, which I think is ridiculously dumb. Just call him Edge. We can't call him Adam because Roddy will have a problem with that. Adam! Which one? Baby! That's what you have to do now, Roddy. You just can't say Adam! Because everybody's going to get confused. You got Adam Page, you got Adam Copeland, now you got Adam Cole, baby. So you have to say, Adam, baby! Don't get confused, Roddy. I know it's tough. I know. Alright, so we got all that. So Adam Copeland and Kenny and Jericho talk, and we'll see what happens with that later on. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go inside the arena for our very first match of the night, and it is for the Workhorse title, the International title, or as I call it, the IC belt. We have the champion Rey Fenix, along with Alex Abrahantes, the hype man, and his brother Pentagon. Cero Miedo. So we had that. He takes on Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks, along with his brother Matt Jackson. Alright, was a pretty good match. Banger of a match. I mean, these guys know each other. Back and front, front to back, side to side, diagonal. Anyway, it's also for the running shoulder block, which really doesn't do much for Phoenix, so they start training chops, slapping titties, you know. Nick then sends him to the apron, but a sunset bomb to the floor is blocked, which allows Phoenix to grab a middle rope arm drag, and he comes up a little bit sore on that. Might be the shoulder, I don't know. But he's fine enough to send Nick over the barricade and into the crowd. And then a Hurricane Rana gets Nick out of trouble, and then they head back inside the ring. And then Phoenix slips on the ropes. Oops, patch. Nick gets a backstabber out of the corner, but Phoenix comes right back with a kick off the apron. As we go to picture-in-picture, we come back. Phoenix hits a super kick, but gets caught in another Hurricane Rana for a near fall. But Phoenix then knocks Nick to the floor, and he goes to dive to on Nick. Nick catches him in a Gilmore Cutter! Bang! Stop stealing my move, Nick. You bitch. But anyway, go back in, we get a slingshot X Factor by Nick for a near fall. Nick is pulled down on the ropes, but he's fine enough to hit a Super Gilmore Cutter. Bang. And for a double down, I'm going to start charging for people using the Gilmore Cutter. I'll be a rich man. But I digress. Anyway, then we get a Springboard Canadian Destroyer by Nick. That was nice. That was very nice. I marked out for that. Get in near fall. Phoenix comes right back with, like a knockdown punch. I forgot what it was. And then he goes up top. Tries to hit the 80. Got in on this. Frog splash. He hit it. Got a near fall. He goes to the Black Fire Driver, which won him the title, even though he was gifted that title. It gets counted into a roll-up, which then gets counted into another fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3, Rey Fenix somehow, someway, retains the International title as he pins Nick Jackson in under 14 minutes. Match itself was great. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the segment that a lot of people are talking about. Wednesday night, today, yesterday. The segment with Adam Cole, baby. Still on crutches, still hasn't got his surgery as of yet. He's still on Twitch, though. He has a lot of time now to go on Twitch. So, if you haven't subscribed or even followed Adam Cole, baby, or as his name on Twitch, Chugs, go follow it today and tell him Peter Joseph sent you. But anyway, he's outside Roddy's house. So he comes out, Adam! But you could barely hear the sound, which pissed me off. I'm like, I can't hear you! But anyway, we see the visuals and a little bit of sound. We have the Kingdom there. I'm Matt Taven, and the man who punches people in the wiener, and that's Mike Bennett. So they're there. Roddy talks about the works of Beethoven, but Adam Cole's like, well, I prefer Tchaikovsky. I prefer Mozart. Or Yngwie Malmsteen, if you want to be technical. But yeah, I'm a guitar god, so, I mean, Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Ingve, Chris Howarth of In This Moment, Randy Whitesworth In This Moment. David Gilmour, no relation to me. Former relation. I mean, I was Peter Gilmore, and everybody, I took that from Mr. David Gilmour, but no relation. Imagine if there was. I'm going to be on this. I'm going to be talking to you people. But I digress. Anyway, so Cole prefers Tchaikovsky over Roddy liking Beethoven. And in theory at least, as we don't hear anything, Cole starts riding around on a little scooter, one-legged on the scooter, that Roddy gave him. And then Roddy has his stuffed giraffe, and then we see Matt Taven petting it in a weird way. And then we see Adam Cole lifting a couch with one arm. I'm like, wait a minute, are they mocking the Yes Boys? When we saw Elton Prince, trying to get the tag, and he's trying to, rehabbing his shoulder. So it kind of felt like that. I was like, oh, they're not doing that. They're not mocking the Yes Boys. But anyway, yeah, we barely heard any audio. So then a little bit later on, we find out from Excalibur that he talks about the audio issues in the Adam Cole Roderick Strong promo, and said that we're gonna replay it. Which I mean, it's good, but you could have done it the first time. But still it was funnier the second time. Yeah. And it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. So we get that. So, the first take I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars because of the audio. The second time I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So there you go. And then, on Twitter, Tony Khan mentioned it on Twitter, and he asked TBS for an overrun. He was granted the overrun, which I think was great because of the Edge, Christian Cage promo. So, but have you guys noticed over the last couple weeks, AEW's had really bad problems in their live shows? The feed will cut out here and there. The audio will be messing up. And then we had that, remember, take 23. Not once, but twice. I was like, what is going on here? It's either QT Marshall playing tricks on Tony Khan, or it's just really bad production. And I think people need to be fired from either TBS or Warner Brothers Discovery or whatever it is. I mean, how can you have audio problems in a promo? I don't know. Some people say, oh, this is like WCW 2000 all over again. Kind of feels that way. With some of the stuff that AEW's been doing lately, it kind of feels like WCW 2000. Or the bad years of Impact. When Dixie Carter, honey, would do a promo, next thing you hear, cut! On a tape show, mind you. They did that on a tape show. They really need to hire some more production people. I'm not throwing my name in a hat because I don't have a lot of production experience, but I'll learn. But anyway, we got that. So like I said, so the second take I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Now let's move on. Alright, then we go to your squash match of the night. We had Griff Garrison back in the ring after his injury and presumably the end of the Varsity Blondes because Brian Pillman Jr., the loose cannon, is now in NXT. We don't know his debut date yet. But we had those 3 vignettes already. So, he's going in alone right now. No Julia Hart. Julia Hart's, with the House of Black. I mean, he did get married. I think he did. Or he got engaged to some hot chick. But anyway, Griff Garrison is back. And maybe he should have took the week off because his opponent was the returning Wardlow! Yeah, Wardlow comes back, has more hair this time, and he comes out, beats the living fuck out of Griff Garrison, hits not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 power bombs with a powerbomb symphony in movement, and referee Paul Turner's like, that's it, he's dead, he did. So Wardlow wins in 62 seconds. Then he gets all mad. He leaves. He leaves the ring. Goes through the crowd. Takes off his freaking singlet. He's like, ah, fucking pissed. I think he was pissed because they had nothing for him in the last few months, or maybe it was just his last appearance. I don't know. Now people on Twitter are saying, "Yup, they hit the reset button on Wardlow, and they hit the reset button on Powerhouse Hobbs." So now they're gonna be like monsters. Yeah, but there's only so much you can do with a monster-like guy that just wins all the time. There's so much you can do. It's just, like, it gets like to the point where like, what are we gonna do with him now? Now he's just beating everybody up. Give him the title or just do nothing. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we're going to look back at Adam Copeland's debut at Wrestle Dream, which was freaking epic. 4.5 million views on YouTube. Take that, Dwayne. But in any case, that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get the recap of the Adam Cole segment, this time with feeling and sound. But what we do here this time is Roddy giving Cole a bike, like I said, on his bad ankle. As for the emergency last week, Roddy needs Cole to move some furniture, so we saw that, him lifting the couch with one arm. Kind of like almost like a mockery of the Yes Boys segment on SmackDown. So he's struggling to do it, but still does it. And then he's about to leave, and then Roddy's like, Adam! Adam's like, yes, Roddy. And he's like, you're not leaving, are you? I have one more favor for you. And Adam's like, fuck. So, we'll see what happens with that as we move on. I think we're eventually going to see the MJF Adam Cole breakup pretty soon. Which sucks, but we'll see what happens. Alright, then we go back to the action, because a little less talk and a lot more action here on AEW TV, as my ex-girlfriend Ashley Marie would say. Anyway, match number 2 for the Trios titles. We had The Acclaimed, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, along with Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, and don't forget, ladies, just remember, every time we hear The Acclaimed, we have to scissor, and it's scissor time, so scissor me, mommy ass. Oh, it's always good for a good scissor session. Some of you don't know about that. Well, some of you might. Some of you do. You out there. But yeah, I'm always up for a good scissor session with the missus, of course, and my Asian persuasion, Kyrie, Io, and Asuka. I digress. But anyway, so they're taking on Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade, along with the lovely Penelope Ford at ringside. What happened to Allie? Is Allie hurt again? I know she came back for that tournament and lost, I think, to Sheeta. And then that was it. That was it, she gone. Because she's always with, her husband, Pepper Parks, or, the Blade. But what happened? We see her one time when she came back. No, she fought, I think, Britt Baker, I'm sorry. Then she lost, obviously, to Britt Baker, and then that was it. We haven't seen her. Is she in catering? She back home in Buffalo? What is going on here? Maybe she's looking for Rosemary. I think so. Because I heard that Allie and Rosemary are actually doing conventions pretty soon. I think they're gonna be at the big event in November, but I'm not going to that. But I wish I was, but I'm not. But I don't know. I don't know. Right now, Rosemary's kind of, dead, per se, if you've been watching Impact. Now that Ms. Courtney Rush and Jessica, still called the Death Dolls, I don't know how that is possible. How can you have the Death Dolls when only one of them is, like, sorta dead? It makes no sense. Why would you just call it something else besides the Death Dolls? I don't get that. But I don't know what they're going to do with Rosemary and Impact. I mean, I was watching on a YouTube video before the Impact, or, the Impact pre-show, usually, on YouTube. They had Jessica against Savannah Evans with Miss Courtney Rush there. And then, I wrote in the comments, I miss Rosemary. 45 likes later, people are still freaking commenting on that. Like, where is she? I'm like, I don't know. Besides my bedroom, but really, I think she died in the undead realm, where she got lost, or locked away, I don't know. She's in the Shadow Realm, with Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know when they're gonna, when Rosemary's coming back to Impact. People, somebody said that they could do, a Joseph Parks-like angle, Abyss, where Courtney Rush kind of tries to look for Rosemary, then we have somebody, like, dressed as Rosemary. I don't think that would be great, but I'm saying, like I said, you could do an Abyss angle, where, Courtney goes to the undead realm, looks for Rosemary, she finds Rosemary, so we have, like, a double take, you know what I mean? Like, when Joseph Parks was looking for Abyss, he has matches, and he gets mad, and he goes under the ring and turns into Abyss. You can do something like that Courtney Rush can get the shit beat out of her. Next thing you know, she, like, rips off her clothes, she's like, face paint. She has the face paint on. I'm like, how do you do that in, like, 5 seconds? Or maybe she's under a mask. And then Rosemary's back, beating the living shit out of people. Just give her back the Impact Knockouts title, please. Doesn't do Twitch that much anymore. I mean, she does it once in a while, but I miss my Demon Assassin, my Demon Bride. I do. I really do. I hope she comes back. I really do. I think it's Abaddon's fault. I'm kidding. Because of my girl Abaddon. I am so glad I met her. I am so glad I met Abaddon. And I met James Mitchell. Father James Mitchell. I almost met Sue Young. She was at an indie show. I was there. I was waiting to meet her and get an autograph or at least a picture. I went up to the merch guy and said, hey, is Sue Young coming out to do a meet and greet? She's like, and he's like, gave me some weird reason. Maybe she wasn't coming out. So I was like, oh, fuck. But I did see her in the ring. I took pictures, but that doesn't really count. I mean, it does in a way, but meeting her would be great. As Sue Young, not Susie, or, Susie with that baby doll Susie, or even corporate Susie. Like, I want the demonic bride's, Susie. That's what I want. Face paint and everything, trying to eat your soul. Something like that. And then, the ultimate would be Rosemary. So, like, then the demons of the prophecy will be united and put to rest. But it is what it is. But I have two. I need two more. And that's pretty much it. We move on. Alright, so, we get to, this Trios Titles match. Pretty short match. The Acclaimed retained the belts after they hit Sesame Timbers on the Blade, then an assisted Flippy Dippity Doo Slam on Kip Sabian. 1, 2, 3. They retain the titles, and a whole bunch of scissoring happens. And it is what it is. So I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we see part 3 of the Tony Storm interview with RJ City. And this time it's not in black and... Well, it started off in black and white, then it turned to color. So, Tony Storm this time is freaking out over not having it anymore. And she's like grabbing RJ, and like RJ's like, you know, scared like a little bitch. And he's like, I don't think I'm old enough. Do you think I'm old? And then RJ's like, no, you're not that old. And then she stops, pulls away from RJ, and then, you know, tears coming down her eyes, all makeup's all messed up. And she's like, I've had an epiphany. I'm not old. I'm timeless. And she threw a shoe, by the way. Right before, when she was going mad, she started throwing the shoe at RJ City. It's like, I guess you forgot to watch out for the shoe. So basically, Tony Storm has now gone from Madonna / Marilyn Monroe to timeless. So we're going to get the debut of Timeless Tony Storm. Sponsored by Timex. I mean, she's crazy, but I dig it. And that's that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to a video of Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson's epic match at WrestleDream. We hear from Zack Sabre Jr. and basically say that the running knee plus Busaiku kick was a scoundrel move. And then Bryan Danielson, you know, kind of happy that he won. You know, now I'm the best technical wrestler in the world. I still think you have to be Will Ospreay. Sorry. I think Will Ospreay is the best technical wrestler alive today. I'm just, I mean, stop me if I'm lying. Which I'm not, but he is, to me. Will Oceanspray is the best technical wrestler alive today. I think a close second will be Bryan Danielson. That's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get another recap. We had a lot of recaps on this show. Not a lot of action. But anyway, now we hear from Hangman Adam Page, who, well, he tried to do a lot of cowboy shit, and, well, lost to Mr. Isaiah Swerve Strickland, or Swerve. Swerve! No, I'm not gonna dance. But anyway, so we saw Swerve win in his hometown. He's rather pleased about that. And he's going to be facing Bryan Danielson on Tuesday, and the winner gets a TNT title shot. I wonder who wins that. I'm going with Bryan. I would like to see Bryan and Mox go at it again. Bloody fucking match that was the first time. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, so Hangman's like, well, gotta go back to the drawing board. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the Hangman. And that's it. So we get that. And then we get another recap, looking back at last week's Dynamite segment with MJF, you know, and Adam Cole, baby, and the Kingdom, that whole situation where he's like, I'm gonna defend the belts, the Ring of Honor tag team belts by myself. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, Adam goes with Roddy and the Kingdom back down to Florida, or whatever they went. And then MJF and Jay White have an epic freaking promo off. arguing and everything. Then we saw Jay White get attacked by 4 men in black, and then we saw the fifth guy with a devil mask on. And we all thought it was Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, but even he said on the pay-per-view it wasn't him. Like, somebody stole my mask. Do you think that it would be MJF, forming the new Bullet Club? Or taking over for Jay White in Bullet Club Gold? That's something to think about. That is something I would think about. Because there were 4 guys. You got 4 guys in the Bullet Club. Juice. Well, actually, okay, I take that back. Now I messed up. I thought it was 4 guys, so anyway. I was thinking it would be, Jay White's the 4th guy. So I was thinking it would be the Ass Boys, Juice, MJF would be the guy in the mask, but then who's the 4th guy? So that went out the window, so it is what it is. But, people saying it's the Kingdom, Roddy, and Adam Cole, baby. But I'm like, that idea kind of went out the window too, because of Adam Cole's surgery. So I think the only logical people that it could be is LFI, La Facción de Ignobles, run by Bruce. And I think the guy underneath the devil mask is either Andrade, or it could be Jose Jalapeno on a stick. Jose the assistant. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, Bullet Club Gold come out, minus Jay White, at first. By the way, Too Sweet Me for the Love of God. So we'll get that. So, they come out, they start mocking MJF, after mocking Adam Cole's ankle injury, you bastards. I think it was one of the Ass Boys. I think it was Austin Gunn said that Cole was supposed to be actually MJF was supposed to be some generational talent, but the best he could think of was tofu. So they call MJF out, face him like a man. So on cue, MJF comes out, and we get some insults about various body parts, dicks, stuff like that. And taint. And MJF has the fans chanting insults, I think it was like, asshole taint, chant, I forgot what it was, dick chant, something like that. That was funny. But anyway, then MJF lists off some things he's done over the years, but he says, I did not attack Jay White, somebody stole my mask and everything. So he's like, well, we're here in Stockton, California, so how about we have a good old-fashioned street fight, 3-on-1 street fight, Max? And, pretty much it, so we get that. And, we move on from that. And, so he's going down to the ring, the rest of the Bullet Club scatter, and then Jay White comes out of nowhere and hits the Blade Runner on MJF, and then he takes the AEW title with him, walks all the way up the ramp with the rest of the Bullet Club. Then he gets the mic, talks about how MJF is nowhere near elite, and then he challenges MJF for the AEW World title at Full Gear. And then he throws down the mic, and then MJF's like struggling to get up, and he finally gets the mic. He says, you know what? You, me, Full Gear, you're on. So, our first official match is made for Full Gear, November the 18th in Los Angeles, California, at the Kia Forum, which is basically the Bucks' home. So, there you go. So, we will move on from that, but so, not the greatest feud, per se. I mean, last week's promo off was pretty good, but too long. This week, it got a little bit better. But that's it. So, MJF and Jay White on November the 18th for the AEW World Title. So, we got about a month more of this feud, and we'll see what happens with that. So, I gave all that 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright, after that, we get Send for the Man! Get in here, Hook! Bring your Doritos with you. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't... Oh, no Doritos? Damn it. Anyway, Hook, the FTW champion, and freshly squeezed orange juice. Orange Cassidy, there with Renee. We see some clips, and then they talk about how Orange Cassidy should get a title shot, I guess an international title shot, and he's like, oh yeah, I held the belt for like almost a year. And then, you got a title. You got your own, maybe you got your own title. So maybe we'll see Hook versus Orange Cassidy for the FTW title. And then Hook's like eating Lay's potato chips. Not even the ruffled potato chips. I'm like, come on now. Dude. Wavy potato chips, that's the shit. But anyway, no Doritos this time. You couldn't go to the... I guess they didn't have them in catering, or you ate them all in catering? Or was there a Mikey Whipwreck sighting? You know, because you know how Mikey loves those Doritos. Right there, Cactus! Mikey likes Doritos! They're so tasty! Exactly. Cactus, why are you acting like a complete buffoon, Cactus? Terry! I'm sorry, Terry! Cactus, I told you stop being an asshole. I'm gonna brand you with my iron, like I did in ECW. No, Terry, it burns! But we move on with that, so yeah. No Doritos this time! Come on! Come on, Hook. I mean, seriously? Like, seriously, you couldn't get some Doritos from catering? Or you couldn't went down the block to get at the grocery to get some Doritos? Or if they had a freaking vending machine, you couldn't get some Doritos? You had to get a generic bag of Lay's potato chips? I mean, I would have went with Ruffles myself, but... I digress on that. Let me move on. Let's just move on from there. So it looks like, stop that. So, anyway. And your food is ready. So, looks like we're gonna get Orange Cassidy and Hook for the FTW title, or Orange Cassidy gets another international title shot, with some type of title shot, I don't know. So we get that, and we move on with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we move on. Alright, then, finally, once again, we get back to the action with a tag team match player. We had the Golden Jets of Chris Jericho and Kenny by God Omega taking on the new makeshift team of Kyle Fletcher from Aussie Open, along with Mark Davis at ringside, and Don Callis, who came out and then went to commentary. So they're taking on Kyle Fletcher and Katsuki Takeshita. It was a pretty good match, but it just felt like Fletcher and Takeshita didn't seem that they could coexist. But anyway, we get near the end of the match. Kenny comes in off a hot tag with a big slugfest with Fletcher. Then a powerbomb on the knee to face. Ow. Gives Kenny a near fall. And Takeshita gets knocked down. And then Jericho picks up Fletcher, hits the code breaker right into the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3, the Golden Jets get their first official win as a tag team in 15 minutes. Don Callis is not a happy camper, but I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. So you get that. And then afterwards, Don gets all commentary, goes down to the ring, and he's yelling at Kenny and yelling at Jericho. They're like, come in the ring, come on, you want to fight? Come on, let's go. And then out of nowhere, Powerhouse Hobbs comes in, takes out Jericho and Kenny, almost knocked their heads off. And it looks like Powerhouse Hobbs is now in the Don Callis family, along with Takeshita, Sammy Guevara. I don't know about Aussie Open. I didn't think it was just that because Sammy was injured, so they needed somebody. So now they have a trio. Sammy, Takeshita, and now Will Hobbs. That's a mean team, if you know what I mean. So Hobbs comes in, they're beating the crap out. He's beating the crap out of Kenny, beating the crap out of Jericho. And then Don Callis takes out some duct tape and tries to tie Kenny to the ropes, and not a good job there, Don, because Kenny's like, break out easy. And I'm on Twitter, I'm like, oh, did Don Callis buy that duct tape from the dollar store? Or the thrift shop? That was some bad duct tape. Looked like actual real tape, not duct tape. I'm like, come on! But anyway, they kind of, sort of, crucify him on the ropes, and then Jericho tries to save him from a chair shot from Don Callis, and then they take Jericho out with the chair, and then I think it was Hobbs tried to hit him with the chair, and then Don's like, no, let me do it. So he takes the chair, bam, right on the fucking top of his head. I thought there was gonna be blood, but it wasn't. And unprotected chair shot, by the way. That's not good. Haven't we learned that from when Cody got hit the first time, way back when it went in at All In 1, when Shawn Spears, came in with a chair, smacked Cody right in the head with it, and we unprotected, and Cody's like busted wide open from the front to back. And no wonder we have so much concussions in wrestling from unprotected chair shots. You see that all the time, most of the time in hardcore wrestling like GCW or XPW, Japan, well, with Onita's craziness. But, I mean, it is what it is. Why am I getting notifications here? Okay. Sorry, but it is what it is. And yes, I do have 2 phones. Actually, now I have 3 phones, but I'm getting rid of one of them. Which one? Oh, you won't know which one. But I digress. But yeah, now I have 3 phones now. One of them is not in use right now. Or 2 of them are not in use. But I just got the new phone yesterday, and I have to activate it. So, we're doing that. But the one I'm currently using is just a backup right now. It was my original phone, but then I ordered a Samsung phone, but that didn't work out. I threw that back. Then I ordered another Samsung and got that, but it's good and everything, but I found a way better phone for low price and everything. And that's pretty much it. Sorry, freaking phone goes off. Sorry, guys. Rosa likes to interrupt me half the time, but so give me. Give me a second. I'm doing this live, and I shouldn't be. Now I'm having a problem with my phone. Sorry about that. No. Adam! It's Adam Cole, baby. No, it's not Adam Cole. I'm just joking around. So, anyway. So I apologize about that. I should have shut that out beforehand. Anyway. Alright, so Powerhouse Hobbs, destroys freaking Kenny and Jericho. So he's the newest member of the Don Callis family. And, no save from, commentary mentioned that the Bucks and Hangman Page didn't even bother to come out, because they left, or weren't there to save him. Save Kenny and Jericho. That sucks. So we move on from there. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that I gave the whole segment 3 out of 5 stars. That's it. Alright, then we go to MJF in the trainer's room after the beatdown that the Bullet Club and Jay White gave to him. He's kind of despondent, you know, Renee Paquette's there. He's like, you know, I'm so lonely, I wish Adam was here. And then for some reason, Max Caster comes in and starts rubbing his neck, because we all know Max Caster's legit gay, and all that stuff he posts on Twitter, like a stalker on Twitter with MJF, and MJF's like, get away from me! And then MJF's like, get the fuck away from me! He's like, I'm gonna file a restraining order. So then Caster leaves in a huff, and then he's like, I gotta call Adam. I can't do this. I gotta call Adam. So he goes to call Adam. We hear the speakerphone, and it rings and rings and rings. Goes to voicemail, and I think, you know, we see not so happy MJF right now. So I think they're planting the seeds for, you know, when Adam does come back, or something's gonna happen where MJF's like, I need you, where are you? You know, you're always with Rowdy and the Kingdom. And then something happens like that Adam Cole's not injured. It's just playing a tease. Or something like that. I don't know. But we shall see what happens with that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to a video from Samoa Joe, of all people, the Ring of Honor TV champion. I guess he's never losing that belt, because he's getting close to 2 years with that belt. He's smoking some cigars, because he's the champ, and talks about needing to regain that hunger that it takes to be a champion. And that's pretty much it. Then he mentioned MJF a little bit. So I'm like, are you going after the belt, the world title again? I mean, you are the TV champion, but basically you have no challengers. Kind of feels like Athena with the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Like, there's no challengers. I'm like, come on. You have a great roster. You have nobody that can defeat both of them. Tony! So let's see what happens with that. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the Death Slide. We have Timeless Tony Storm. Nice intro, by the way. Taking on Sky Blue. Tony looked like she was wrestling in a bikini. Or a bathing suit. Not a bikini, like a bathing suit. Nothing wrong with that. And then she starts beating up on Sky Blue. Get a forearm from the apron. Then she knocks Sky Blue off the top to the floor. And then scores with a hip attack. And then she looks in the camera and goes, "We'll be back after these words from our sponsor." It would have been better if she said, "We'll be back after these words from Mattel." That was funny. We go to break, we come back. Sky Blue comes back with by rolling Tony up for a near fall. But then we get a high cross body, gives Sky Blue a near fall. But then Tony hits a choke bomb for a near fall. Then she hits the running hip attack in the corner, basically laying Sky Blue out. Then she hits Storm Zero, 1, 2, 3, in under 7 minutes. Timeless Tony Storm gets the win. And there you go. That's it, and we move on from there. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Yeah. Alright, then we get the rundown of what's coming up on Rampage this Friday, tonight. Well, from now tonight at 10 p.m. And a special edition of Collision on at 7 p.m. I guess for something they're doing on TNT. I don't know what it is. But anyway, we get that. Alright, then we go to the final segment, the segment that everybody was talking about. Adam Copeland comes out for his mission statement. Yeah, talks about the world title. Talks about, you know, people he wants to face like Moxley, Miro, Hobbs, Jay White. But like that. But he's like, you know, I asked my daughters, what do I do now after leaving WWE? And they, you know, they said, go be with Uncle Jay. Go have fun with Uncle Jay, Rizzo, which is Christian. So he calls out Christian and says, you know, we've been friends for 40 years, and, you know, talks about, you know, him and Christian, you know, trying to be like Sting and Luger back in the WCW days. You know, they want and he wants to team up one more time, go on another final run with him and Christian, and face people like FTR, the Bucks. You know, get those AEW tag team belts, or maybe the Ring of Honor tag team belts. So basically saying, it's time. And he's like, bring it in, man. Goes for a hug. And they hug. And then Cage still has the mic. And he's like, go fuck yourself. They bleeped it, but if you've seen the uncensored edition, he's like, go fuck yourself. And then he pulls back and leaves. Then he goes over to Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, who come out. They have an epic stare down to end the show. And then what they showed on YouTube and on Twitter, Adam Copeland got physical again and basically beat the living shit out of Luchasaurus. So there you go. So that ends a really chaotic edition of Dynamite. Their 4-year anniversary show is done. I thought it was a pretty good show, and I gave it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a video down below. And you can do a video reply if you wish. Talk about it down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit the bell, get notified of my next video, and all that good shit. And that's that. Alright, we are about 58 minutes away from SmackDown. So, we'll see what happens with that. I might get my Raw review up later tonight, then SmackDown to end the night, and then tomorrow I will be doing Ring of Honor, Rampage, and I'll try to get my predictions up for Fastlane, because Fastlane's tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, your Fastlane review, and then Sunday, we'll talk about Collision, and that's it. So a lot of videos I gotta do in the next couple days, so I'm trying to get through all of them, and that's pretty much it. Alright. I gotta go, guys, because I gotta have my sensible dinner pretty soon with the missus, and enjoy SmackDown and Rampage. So I'll talk to you guys later on. I will be live tweeting for SmackDown and Rampage over on my Twitter channel, and you can follow along if you wish, and all that good shit. But anyway, I really gotta go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, Peter Joseph signing off. Peace, bitches.